I just want to come on here and do a 60-second video to let you motherfuckers know we are growing, we are evolving, and that's what this channel is about. We have real talks. We talk about things that we go through daily and we're coming out of, or things that try to hold us back, or simply just persevering, during adversity. And so with that, I definitely see the growth in my personal life, and I love to be able to share these things with you guys and be in a space of vulnerability, because it does take vulnerability to put myself out here and all the other creators who are digitally creating. Some of us do have a background of social anxiety, so this does help us while we're navigating through our planet to be able to connect with like-minded individuals and people that we're supposed to connect with while we're here. I do have a testimony, is what we call it, from where I'm from, and would like to share with you guys. So this past week, I had an altercation with one of my bosses, and I pulled that young man because he's younger than me. I got him at least a couple of years or whatever, but I pulled him to the side to let him know I don't like the way you, period. You know what I'm saying? I do not like the way, what's the word? I don't like the way you reprimand me. Like, if you're gonna reprimand me, backdoor that motherfucker with a praise. Because I come in here and I do the best that I can each and every day I step foot in this fucking building. So the least you can do is tell me what it is that I am doing good right after I get a reprimand. Okay. So anyways, the story is I made an error and I needed to clean up my actions, because the next stage of growth in the company is like big time, okay? Whether if I accept it or not, I've earned my stripes. But anyways, so I'm making, this particular day I have made a stupid error, and I appreciate the feedback. However, I did not appreciate the fucking delivery. Come correct like a boss, like act like a boss. Don't come at me like I'm your friend. Don't come at me like you some homie or some, we're not even from the same culture. So the way that you can't come at me like that. And his response was, he was being very direct and to the point, and I get that, and I appreciate your directness, but your tone, the way you deliver, was definitely, so it was a professional, not even a little bit, okay? So I called that man out and I said, if you don't want to be done like that, because I got in trouble one day for doing that to him. So if you don't want to be done like that, then don't treat me like that. So we went back and forth a good 40 minutes. And outside, literally, just chopping it up and letting him know and making sure that he understands that we are clear, because I will turn this building upside down. I can give you that same energy that you gave me, but it won't be pretty on your end, okay? So we can make an agreement. We can agree to disagree. So it all comes down to compromising, and believe it or not, we hashed it out, our problems. And I just want to bring up how important it is to me, that it's important to me, because I told this young man, maybe like right after we hashed out all the stuff we needed to, that I appreciate him listening and actually trying to understand where it is that I was coming from. Even though it took us a while, we went back and forth for almost an hour. I appreciate him listening and wanting to come to some kind of compromise and understanding of one another, because we do have to work with each other. And so for me, that was major, because that's not something I do daily. I try to avoid confrontation because of that. And it lets me know that I can still come up to a fight and not get rowdy or out of pocket. I can compromise. And y'all, it was not easy, Because, like I said, you got to keep in mind, we come from 2 different backgrounds, 2 different ethnicities. And so his delivery, he thought that was pretty good and it wasn't harsh. I took that shit like, nigga, you trying to throw a bullet at me and missed. And you shouldn't have did that. You know what I'm saying? And so, moral to the story, I appreciate having these little moments because it does let me know that you're able to get through adversity and not cause more damage to anybody or yourself, suppressing things and letting it build up into anger until you don't want to even be there anymore, you know? No, these little things are little quizzes to the big test. And so for me, that was a test. And I appreciate it wholeheartedly. Let me tell you how I know it was a test. It was a test because during the adversity in the thick of it, like a bitch started shaking a little bit. Just you could just see myself wanting to like go back to my old ways, but it was like I was pushing that motherfucker out of my body as I'm trying to let this young man know that, you know, how you gonna have to come correct. You got to treat me how I want to be treated because that's why we're here. I understand that the corporation the entity that we're working for has its own blueprint. However, if you want me to come and do my best job, best believe you got to treat me how I want to be treated so that I can make sure I come correct daily to make sure that things get done and how it needs to get done on that blueprint. You feel me? To do my best work, not my worst. So by the end of it, y'all, he looked at me like, wow. Okay. And ever since then, y'all, this motherfucker been following me around like he's my shadow. Like, we just best friends. It's like, nah, nigga, I still need space. Give me space. I still need space. I mean, we've got over some things and we've pushed through some things. However, now it's time to remain focused and make sure that I correct the error and never make that mistake again because I don't want to revisit this. Okay? And although it's not really necessarily about the error, it was about how accepting constructive criticism, you just got to come correct with the delivery if you want it to be received in a replenishful way. If you want it to get accurate and well and corrected to the T, you gotta do that thing right.